We're back with the second installment of our series on fan profiles. And this time we'll be discussing how to develop one and what common mistakes should be avoided when creating one. In our first video on fan profiles, we discussed what a fan profile is and why having them matters. But with so many moving parts needed, how do you create an efficient fan profile? And what are the other things that you need to keep in mind? Hey guys, welcome to Creatitive. Here we use our passion for the game to change the game. Every week we talk about solutions that can truly change the business of sports. Today, we'll be discussing how to create a fan profile, revolutionize the game, and don't forget to tackle that subscribe button and that notification bell so you don't miss out on anything in the future. We've explored what a fan profile is, why it matters, and what Creative's ideal customer profiles look like. Now, let's get into the actual process of creating one. There are 3 steps into developing a fan profile: discovering your brand, discovering your fans, and then going into the development of said fan profile. So let's talk about why it's important to really go through the aha moments of discovering your brand. Let's assume you already have a brand. You have a clear idea of who you are, but now you want to spend a lot of your energy in getting to know your fans. Do you still have to go through the brand discovery process? Really, you do. Some athletes tend to forget the values that their brand initially starts with. With so much to achieve, the values of a brand become muddled. And when things start to get confusing, creating a fan profile becomes difficult. So before we start looking into what your fans look like, let's make sure that we know your brand first. Start by listing down the objectives that you think best describe your brand. Are you an honest personal brand or not? Creative's branding experts ask our clients to rank objectives based on how relatable the term is to their brand. From there, Creative guides their clients into describing what their brand is like. They start exploring the goals that they want to achieve as a brand and what their mission is. Our brand discovery process also includes figuring out who their competition is. A competitor analysis helps our clients figure out what their edge as a brand is. It gives them an idea on what has been done and what the competitive landscape looks like. And when they've gotten a pretty clear idea of what their brand really is, they start discovering their fans. Seems that easy, right? So when you go into discovering your fans, now that you know what your brand is like, we can start picturing what your fans are like. Because getting into the specifics of your potential fans, Creative's branding experts start the discussion with asking you the possible category of your audience. Are they young, hardworking sports fans who found solace in the game? Or are they inspiring high school athletes looking up to you? Once you have a category in mind, our branding experts will ask you to describe your potential fan and what you think they're like. Do they like watching live games, or do they enjoy engaging with you online? Similar to the brand discovery process, our brand experts will ask you to list down objectives that you think best describe your fans. Besides this, Creative's representative will also ask you what you think makes your potential fan base attractive as an athlete. What are the skills and features you think your potential fans are looking for in an athlete they want to follow? To further help our clients get a better picture of what their potential fan base looks like, we provide them with visuals that help them figure out what their personality is like. And from that, we brainstorm where our clients' fans live, what their age is, and other important demos. Information that we need, like their marital status or income. Once that's all done, we start digging deeper by figuring out their properties in life. If our client's fan is someone married and with kids, then their family life is most of a priority. But if the fan is not committed to anyone and doesn't have a family they need to look after, their priorities may be different from the fan that we mentioned earlier. We also look into what his goals are, the values that they believe in, and the challenges they face. What are some of the pain points that our client's brand can elevate with the services or products that they offer? We also make note of the considerations and objectives that they possibly have when making a purchasing decision. Do they keep quality in mind or not? Do they prioritize trustworthiness when looking at products or services? These are some of the things that we ask when brainstorming with our clients. We make sure that all the important components that our fan profiles need are mentioned and thoroughly discussed with them. Once we have a full-on fan in our hands, we'll ask our clients to come up with a simple elevator pitch for your first fan profile. The elevator pitch gives our clients an idea on how they can frame their messaging to their fans. It allows them to explore the various tones that their brand voice could have in their messaging. It's a good exercise, and it keeps athletes ahead of their competition. So now that we kind of dived into the fan profiles within the brand discovery, we start creating those fan profiles. Creative representatives will start to put together the fan profiles of our clients' fan base. We'll start listing down where they live, what their age is, what their marital status is, and other important demos and information that could be said for that fan base. The profile will also include psychographic details such as their values, goals, priorities, and challenges. Once the first fan profile is finalized, Creative's team of branding experts will then proceed to create the client's secondary fan profiles during a separate meeting. The same process will be in place, only this time the client will get to know some other types of fans that follow them. Frankly speaking, the process of making a fan profile seems easy, but things can get easily confusing when you don't have the guide or the brainstorming necessary to actually sit down and figure out that aha moment. So to further help you out, we've listed 4 common mistakes that people make when creating said profiles. The first and most common mistake that people make when creating their fan profile is focusing too much on the demos. Despite the prevalent importance of truly understanding your fans, athletes often make the mistake of not looking past their demographic, to the point that some people think that when they figured out the demographic information of their fans, the work is done. When in reality, fan profiles are meant to go beyond the demographic. An efficient fan profile is meant to help athletes understand what's going on in the minds of their fans. What are the similar values that they share with their fan base? What are their goals in life? And what make them so attracted to your brand in the first place? If you're planning to invest in a good fan development process, make sure that it goes beyond the demos. So what happens when you create, we'll say, too many personas or too many fan profiles? Any aesthetic brand owner has made the common mistake of creating too many different verticals. Sure, the more specific a fan profile is, the better. But keep in mind that fan profiles are meant to represent a segment of real-world sports fans that you want to connect with. It's only supposed to showcase the primary motivations that they have, not every single possible reason behind their respective decisions. The more fan profiles you make, the more muddled your strategy becomes. So who is your ideal customer? All brands dream of finding that perfect fan. But when brands make the mistake of focusing too much on the ideal fans, they miss opportunities of getting to know the real sports fans. Don't simply base your fan profiles on what you want them to be like. Be realistic about it. When developing your fan profiles, think about fans that you've spoken to or interacted with. Keep actual sports fans in mind when you start working on your fan profiles. Everyone does this, but that's really what we're here for. Relying too much on assumptions. Similar to focusing on imaginary fans, some athletes often make the mistake of relying too much on assumptions and personal anecdotes on the behaviors of sports fans. As we mentioned earlier, regardless of the archetypes used to categorize fans, their general behavior will vary depending on different factors. For example, fanatics that are on a budget may find live games too expensive. They may resort to watching the match at home, while some other casual fans with enough budget to spare might prefer watching games in stadiums instead of at home. So when you're creating your fan profiles, keep that in mind about what your potential fans are like. This goes back to the demos of your specific fan base. Admittedly, creating fan profiles takes some time and a lot of brainstorming, but it's one of the building blocks that makes an athlete brand great. Without it, striving in such a competitive environment like the sporting industry will be difficult. And this is one of the main reasons why branding agencies like Creatitive spend much of their time teaching athletes and organizations the importance of building that within their branding. If you want to learn more about the process of brand building, check out the rest of our videos on branding. We hope you guys loved today's video, and if you want to learn more about the great solutions that can truly change the game, again, don't forget to tackle that subscribe button, and if you could, give us a like. Now this is Zach with Creatitive, where business is our sport.